Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Today is Monday, January 2nd. We are back to work here. Hope everybody had a great kind of whole holiday season. New Year's Eve is my wife and I's anniversary. We had a great meal. Almost a really good football game. I mean, it was a good football game, just not quite the outcome we wanted, but we'll get over it. Not a big deal. So, back to work today. So, being that it is the first week of January here, we have a couple of things that are sort of pressing. First and foremost is we need to get our chemicals ordered for next year within the next couple of weeks at a minimum. And so, or maximum, whatever you want to say, before that. Anyway, so one of the things that I need to do here this morning is take inventory of everything that we have left over and carry over from last year so that I know how much we have and not to order extra. So that trailer over there has most of our carryover chemicals. There is a shuttle right here that has zinc in it from last year. There's a little bit in there. So I'm just going to go through and take some inventory of what we've got, and we'll go figure stuff from there. All right, well, I'm working on a plan. So lots of things to consider in there. Maybe I'll show you a little bit later of kind of how I'm working on stuff. But I figured out what we've got carryover. I pretty much know what our corn herbicide program is going to be. It is getting more expensive every single year. It's the same product we've been using. I still think we're getting a decent price, but it's gone up, as has everything, right? As far as the bean stuff, we might tweak our bean chemical program a little bit. I'm still trying to figure that out and working with Dad into what exactly we want to do, how we want to do it, how much money we want to spend, because there's lots of options and lots of dollars could be spent. So we're trying to keep it reasonable but effective. And then the other big thing that I spent a lot of time here on this morning was fungicides and how much fungicide are we going to put on, especially on the corn. So I've done a lot with the V5 fungicide, spraying Quadris early. I've done some with this Xyway, a fungicide you put on with the starter, and I've done some stuff, or a lot with the tassel fungicides using the Miravis. And so I'm trying to figure out what fields and how many acres of each we're going to have so I know how much to buy of all of those said products. So, been working on that. Anyway, we're going to get this tractor finished up and out of here today. So first thing we're going to do is kind of put it back together a little bit. We had taken off a couple of shields, things. We're going to clean those up and put them back on. And we're going to pull the tractor forward. We're going to get our spray foam out. We're going to foam it. We're going to wipe it down, scrub it, and then we're going to dry it off and put a shiny coat on it. I did put my very good ceramic coating on this tractor last year, that Armor Shield 9, the little silver bottle thing, right? So I don't know, we're not going to do that again, but we'll probably use this stuff. Grius. Did I get it right that time? Whatever. Anyway, we're going to put that on along with this ceramic washing coat. I really like this stuff. It makes the water beat up super, super nice. So this is my baby now, right? This is our new fancy tractor that we're going to make it shine. Not a lot of pieces that we took off, but a few there, and we'll get these put back on. These are the covers that go on the rear axle, cover up the wire harness that goes to the lights on the rear fender, and the fender mounting brackets right here. This one is battery box door, covers up the batteries that are under the cab steps and right here. And then obviously the toolbox, and that other shield, the green one, goes on the back of the cab. That one's gonna get washed again. It's okay that there's a little dirt on. I am finding enough dirt on this tractor. It's not bad, but like all of these holes have dirt in them. There's a pile of dirt there. There's dirt on the back of the fuel cap. There's a bunch here. We're going to just pull her ahead and give her a good power washing before we do the foaming, because there's it's just not quite good enough. Am I being picky? Yeah, I'm being picky. Look at this tractor. This is a super nice tractor. I'm allowed to be picky. Oh, this tractor. She's so smooth. Love it. If you missed the last video, I did a 1-year review of this 8RX and what I like, what I don't like, all of that good stuff. So go check that one out. The only real questions that I did get from that video were about power, really, and that standpoint of it, which I did not talk about in that video. So this is a 370 horsepower tractor. That's what the 8RX 370 is, engine horsepower. And to be honest, it did everything we needed it to do. I didn't have it under any circumstances in which it would have been underpowered, I guess. So everything we did with this tractor this year, we had done with our 335 previously. So this has an extra 35 horsepower over that tractor. So it actually handled things better. But obviously with our 16-row planter, power's not an issue. This is way overkill. A size smaller tractor would have been just fine. Probably 2 sizes smaller would have been just fine. Side dressing, we used the power. We weren't taxing the tractor or pushing it by any means, but that pulls pretty hard, especially at speed. So that worked well on this. And then running the grain cart, yeah, when that cart is full and you got, 1,100 bushels on it, 1,000 bushels on it, and you're trying to get somewhere quickly, yeah, this tractor ran out of power doing that sometimes just because of the weight that we were trying to pull around. But handled it fine, not really a problem or a big deal, just what I noticed. So a size smaller, 340 probably would have been sufficient. The 370 is nice. I have no need for a 410, the next size bigger. So that's where we're at with that. And then somebody did ask about the tracks and slip percentages and stuff. None of the jobs we did for it were high drafts, high slip, pull loads. So outside of when you get it stuck, planting corn, whoops, we didn't have any slip issues at all. If you were pulling a ripper or something that was, heavy draft where you're slipping and pulling at slower speeds under heavy loads, then maybe we would have noticed a bigger difference. But I mean, the only tillage I did was on our disc, pulling at 9 mile an hour, and it didn't slip. We did fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and power wash on this tractor for a while. I would set up a time lapse, but you guys don't care that much, and I'll probably do one when I foam this afternoon, so we're not going to do it now. So yeah, here we go. All right, not too bad. We got a lot of dirt off. I don't know what they spend there, half hour, 45 minutes washing, and I mean, it doesn't look terrible on the ground, but I got dirt off of it. It's better. I'm not saying it's perfect or anything like that, but we got a bunch off, and we're gonna let it dry off. It is about 11 o'clock. Yeah, look at that. I should have sprayed these fenders off again. Problem is you do one spot and get it clean, and then you go somewhere else and you blow dirt over the spots you've already done. That's all right. We'll do that when we foam. We'll get that rinsed off. But yeah, it's better. So anyway, it is a little after 11. I have to go help move some furniture at our church at noon, so I don't have to leave yet. But we'll go back in the office, let this dry off. We'll come back this afternoon and do our foam and our coating and stuff. So one thing to note, the water does not beat up on this now, hardly at all. Here, we'll get this hose and spray it a little bit just so I can show you. I put that ceramic on last year, and it does make it shine, and it, I believe, protects it, but there's no water beating at all right now. And when I bought the ceramic, and they say that it lasts for 5 years, assumed that the water would beat up on it for 5 years. And that's not been the case, even a little bit, which is kind of disappointing, because in my mind, if the water doesn't stick to it, the dirt doesn't stick to it either. It makes it a lot easier to clean it later. So that's what I was looking for, is something that would give me multi-year protection that would make the dirt not stick. And well, the ceramic coating that I bought, at least, is not the answer there. We'll see how this wash stuff does that makes the water beat up super good just spraying it on there. We'll see how long that lasts, if next year we'll notice any difference or not. So I've been working in the office here on my spreadsheets. Again, this is a very highly sensitive spreadsheet. I have a lot of information in there that I don't need to get that. I don't need to share that much with you guys, but I've printed some of that off. Basically, I'm going through and I'm making some notes here, like V5, X for Xyway, T for Tassel, potentially an R3 application. Trying to figure out what fungicides we want to use, how many acres I'm going to have of each of those, and trying to make that plan by the field. I'm working on some chemical programs on some beans. Got a list of questions to ask. I have a worksheet in here that compares the pricing across different suppliers and which ones are cheaper and stuff. So we're working on getting pricing around. I've got another sheet that I've got to do this yet. This is all starter fertilizer stuff and different blends that we're going to use. So we've got all kinds of information there, and I'm just trying to get it updated. In fact, I've got some new stuff I'm thinking about adding to the spreadsheet as far as making the crop plan and putting it on the computer rather than printed versions to make it easier for me to access later. All right, so I've got an example of some of the decision-making process for me here, right? And so these are our wheat fields this year, different wheat fields that we have. They're split out. I hid all of the columns of sensitive information that I don't really want to share, but in case this is what's important right here, right? So we need to figure out what herbicide we want to use and how much I need of that for our wheat. So I know how many total acres we have, and I know how many acres are in each of these fields, but do we want to spray the same thing on all of them, and what factors go into that, right? So number one factor that I would consider is double crop beans. Certain herbicides we cannot spray on the wheat in the spring and then plant double crop beans behind. There's too long of a plant back interval there to allow that to happen. And so I look at these fields, and these ones down here are our fields down to Berkey. These ones are the ones around Waldron here. So there's 35 miles difference between them. That's why they're split out, so that we can tell a difference between them. And so we are unlikely to plant double crop beans down to Berkey. We aren't going to have any corn down there this year, and so we're going to finish bean harvest there early, plant more wheat there this fall, and then be done. And I do not want to have to take the combine back in November or December to combine double crop beans. So these fields here, no double crop. Okay, so that leaves me these ones up here. So 1-2, this is a 22 acre field that's right out back here. The intent here is to put some tile in this field. So no double crop there. Okay. This field, this 18-1, was late planted wheat, and it's, I believe, our fuller season of the 2 varieties of wheat that we planted, or 3 varieties. And so it is unlikely that this wheat will be harvested early enough to double crop. So no double crop here. This field is 5 miles away and 18 acres. I'm probably not going to put double crop beans up there. It's just not worth the trip. There's just not enough benefit to it. So that leaves us with 19-1. This field is 86 acres, and we can double crop beans here. So we're going to write DC as in potential double crop, okay? So that means all the rest of these will not have double crop. All right, so then if we don't double crop beans, a lot of times we will use cover crops. I mean, we do that a lot. We've used a couple of different things in the past. Clover is our big one, or an oats and radish blend. We really like the clover because it fixes nitrogen, and especially where we're not going to spread chicken litter. Well, these fields down to Berkey, chicken litter is not an option. It's too far from the plant. It's too many people around, the smell. It's not an option. So these will be clover. Okay, that's going to be our cover crop there. All right, so that leaves us with these 3 fields here, because we're not going to plant clover where we might double crop beans, because if we do the clover, we frost seed it in March, and there's no reason to plant it if we're just going to have to kill it off to plant double crop beans. You can't have them growing there at the same time competing with each other. So no cover crop on this one, unless we don't end up planting double crop beans and decide we want to plant the oats and radish or something later. Would be possible. Also, if we don't plant double crop beans, we could put chicken litter on this field. That would be a good spot for it. 1-2, where we were going to put tile. Probably not going to put chicken litter there because the tile guys don't want to work where we've put chicken litter. The chicken litter guys don't want to spread over to the tile lines. So that one is out from a chicken litter standpoint. That leaves these two. This one is likely. So we're going to write litter. That one we will probably spread. This one here, again, small field, long ways from here. Not that that matters, but limited benefit. Especially don't want to make the landlord upset that we're going to, the smell. It's a smell issue, right? So out of consideration, probably no chicken litter on this field. Okay. So we'll probably put clover on this one and this one. That means that this field here is the only one that wouldn't get clover. Would be in line for the oats and radish if we spread the litter. However, we have done chicken litter and the clover before. It works really well. We're probably just going to do that. So we're just going to plan on clover on everything except for the field that might be double crop. Okay, so now that tells me on our herbicide options, hold on. So we have two different herbicides that we like to use on wheat. One of them is called Talnor, and it is a very, very good product. Has a quick kill, is excellent on the broadleaves, chickweed, all that kind of stuff that sometimes is an issue in wheat. The problem in it is I believe that one has, is it 4 months or 9 months or something, plant back to soybeans interval. So we can't use that on the double crop beans, and it will kill the clover. So we cannot use that. And we just decided here that we're either going to have double crop beans or clover in all of our wheat. So that limits our herbicide option very drastically to a product that we call MCPA. It's a derivative of a 2,4-D, and if you use it at a low rate at the right time, it's safe for the clover that we use. And we've used that a lot in the past. It's not super potent. It's very cheap, which is good. And if we had major weed issues, it would not be sufficient. It wouldn't do what we need it to do. But we don't. And we've used this a lot in the past, and we have had very good luck with keeping the weeds out of our wheat. We don't have stuff poking through at harvest, growing taller than the wheat is and stuff. So we're probably going to use that on everything. We do get a lot of mare's tail come in late in the season sometimes, but we can clean that up after harvest. So that takes care of the herbicide on wheat. The other things that we have to consider are fungicides and insecticides. Now, we don't usually spray insecticide on our wheat unless it's necessary. I think it was in 21 or 20. We had armyworms come in late, like in early June, late May, or maybe mid-June even, and they were starting to clip heads on the wheat, so we had to spray it with insecticide. That was kind of a last-minute decision. Insecticide is fairly cheap. We're going to have some around for the soybeans anyway. We're not going to plan on that pass. But fungicides, we are going to do specifically a head scab fungicide, which is the pass made at flowering. And we've always used a lot of a product called Prosaro that's worked pretty well. We've had very good results on side-by-sides with that in the past. But last year we had a little bit, we ran short, and so they gave us another product that's supposed to be a little bit better, premium product. Or they didn't give it to us, we bought it. But we used that on the last little bit, and there was a huge difference. I'm sure I talked about it back in my wheat harvest videos where our combine had turned black. We had this black, just dust, mold, whatever it was, disease spores sticking to our combine. And when we got to that last field, where you climbed in and out of the ladder and wiped the combine clean, it never came back. Like, it made a huge difference and a big visual difference in the wheat. And so that product was Miravis Ace. And so we're going to plan on using that on all of our wheat acres this year instead of the Prosaro, because I think it is a better product. More expensive? Yes. About an extra $5 an acre. But the results that we saw, worth it. So I'm going to get enough of that around to spray all of them. Then the question becomes, do we want to spray a second shot of fungicide on any of this wheat? And talking to Dad, we kind of decided the wheat that we have down to Berkey, the way the logistics with the sprayer will work out and the timing and stuff, those would be good fields to spray a little bit earlier with a fungicide to prevent leaf diseases. And so I'm going to get some fungicide around for that as well. Probably going to use something a little bit cheaper than the Miravis Neo, or I have to even look and see what's labeled, Triva Pro. than something cheaper than those on the early wheat, because we're talking about wheat this fall. It's more like what I consider the V5 fungicide on corn, where I've used Quadris or maybe a Quilt Excel or something like that. So anyway, it's the decision-making process. Can you see how I kind of work through all of this stuff and try and figure out what products we need, how much, what fields get what? That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm back. It is time to foam. So we are using our Griots ceramic wash and coat. I put just 150 mLs to the 1,000 of water in here. You know what? This baffles me, okay? Right? So this stuff here, it says right on here to do this. Foaming sprayer. Precisely dilute 4 ounces of ceramic wash and coat foam. 8-to-1 dilution. That's what it says. 8-to-1 dilution. Or six-to-1 dilution. Whatever it is. How can something that I mix with water be so hydrophobic and water repellent after I foam it and spray it on it? I don't understand. But they mix together just fine. So we're going to spray it on. Link in the description for this stuff and the other stuff and whatever else, as it has been for most of the videos that I've done there. We got you guys up there, time-lapse camera, up there. Anyway, let's go. I cannot tell you enough how impressive that stuff is. That ceramic spray and wash. So using a leaf blower just to blow the heavy water droplets off, and then we'll grab a towel and finish drying. But that ceramic makes the water bead so good that it really, the leaf blower does a better job. Blows it right off. It's nice. Even on like these axles and the cast pieces that you're just not gonna ceramic them, you're not gonna wax them or whatever. It gives them that protection and makes the water bead off. It's awesome. Incredible. There we go. Clean and relatively dry. We're gonna let her continue to dry for a little bit, and we'll come back and add our wax stuff. Whew. We got it. It's looking really good. It's looking really good. Did you guys see me about die in that time lapse? I fell, my watch broke. Although the band didn't actually break. Might be able to fix that. Turns out wet tractors are slippery. When I was up on that step and I went to step on the axle here, my foot slipped. Oh well, I recovered. It's okay. Dad built those shelves for me. He's got them done, so we need to move them to my house. So I'm gonna do that while this is finishing and drying. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, we got those shelves moved in there. I should have filmed it for you, or what they. It's fine. I'll do it later when I get home. But tractor's dry. Let's use this stuff up here on this tractor and be done with it. Well, we gotta finish cleaning the cab and wash the windows then. Look at that shine. Beautiful. I found a loose bolt. Look at this shield here. These ones are good. This one here, though, is loose. The shield's a little floppy, so we gotta tighten that down. All right, I got this side of the hood done. Man, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Light sprays, spread it around, wipe it off. Yeah, look at it. Beautiful. So I got all these sheet metal, all plastic, not a single, maybe one metal piece. This piece right here. Yeah, that one's metal. Everything else is basically plastic. So we got all that shined up really good. We do have to wash windows yet. The other thing I want to do is clean up our plastic. You can see we still got some dirt on it. It's not super easy to do. I have a trick for this. You ready? All right, so I got a couple of different things that I like to do to black plastic pieces on equipment. I've used this for a long time, tire foam. Spray it on, it foams up. You don't even have to rinse it or wipe it off. It just kind of dissolves. It'll really clean it and get the dirt off and make it nice and shiny and really nice looking stuff. The problem with this is that it leaves kind of a sticky coating on it, and not sticky to the touch, but when we take it to the field and we're in those dusty conditions, those are going to get covered in dust. It's going to stick to it really, really bad, and then you hose it off or wash it off, or it gets rained on and it rinses off, and then they look good from then on out, and they stay somewhat clean, but it's going to get dusty really to start with. The other one that I have found that I really like is this Mother's Back to Black Trim and Plastic Restorer. This stuff is awesome, and it's not as sticky, but it doesn't clean it, so you got to have it pretty clean to start with. So I have 2 half cans. We're going to use them both up. We'll start down here. Just like that. We'll do fenders, we'll do the fuel tank. Well, I don't know about those pieces on that. I'll use the Mother's stuff for. But yeah, that's what I do. Well, I mostly got the front fenders done with the spray foam. Now I got that back to black stuff. I'm working on this fuel tank here. And you can just kind of see how it takes that grayish away from the plastic, makes it nice and black. This didn't get cleaned super well, especially down there. Don't look at that. But we'll put some of this on anyway, and you can see what it does. So I've been doing these Amazon links. I started in February or something last year, maybe January, I don't know. But I had provided a link to this particular product last year after we used it, and this is the item that you guys purchased the most. Amazon tells me what gets bought, not by who, but what, and this was the most purchased Amazon link item that I had last year. So thank you guys for clicking on my link and buying stuff. I made a couple of dollars off of that, but yeah, I think it works pretty good. I really like it. And after, makes them look nice. It makes stuff look really nice. We gotta get that spot. We have to get a rag, wet rag, to get that. Our tire foam takes a lot longer for that foam to dissolve and for it to kind of dry up. If we may actually wipe it off just a little bit, just to take that film off of there, but I've pretty well gotten everything else. Let's see, is there, yeah, this black plastic here I didn't get. I'll use this stuff on it. I am well aware that this is overkill and you don't need to shine the black plastic on a tractor because it's still a tractor. But it's a pride thing. It's a sense of ownership, and I just want to take care of stuff and make it look nice. And I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy having clean, nice looking equipment. And if my pride makes me spend a few extra dollars buying stuff to make black plastic look nice, well, that doesn't hurt you guys at all. So I don't care if you think it's overkill or anybody else. Here's one we gotta get. I don't know if I'm quite certified Andy clean. I don't have any stickers, but it's pretty clean. Well, I went around and found enough stuff to use that can up. Did the black plastic under the top of the cap. The pillars are black plastic. The mirrors, the arms on the mirrors, all under the doors, up right there, all that good stuff. So, yep, we're getting close. We are getting close here. We need to wash windows and clean out the inside of the cab. So that is, that's what we're gonna do next. It's almost like work washing windows in here. I had to take my sweatshirt off. Huh. The windows are clean, inside and out. We've got that done. I did the mirrors. Green paint is all polished. The black plastic is polished. I need to wipe down the interior yet. Plastic pieces, the floor. We're gonna take the plastic off of the buddy seat. And we're going to take the plastic off of our carpet before we put it back in there. And then I think we're done. Yeah. We're getting the cab cleaned up. I'm down to the floor. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Took the cover off. Whoop. Pushed the button on my remote in my hand. I took the cover off of that seat. Plastic. Now we'll have new tractor plastic or leather smell for another year. Awesome. Oh, look how shiny it is. That tractor is beautiful. Okay, let's see what we can do with this carpet here. It's dirty, but almost brand new. We can clean that up a little bit. Edges, a couple spots. And throw it in there and be good. All right, now, I'm sure somebody is going to tell me that I need to buy a tractor mat to protect the carpeted floor mat. But here's the thing. The carpeted floor mat is already on a rubber floor mat that comes out that fits this tractor perfectly. I'm not buying another mat to put on top of it. Because then you'll just tell me, buy a carpet one to put on top of the tractor mat or something. And endless loop of floor mats in this tractor. It'll be like a NASCAR windshield. You just pull a new one off every year instead of cleaning the dang thing. We don't need that. So, we're going to put this in there. If this carpet gets all nasty and crappy, we'll just take it out, throw it away. Maybe I'll buy a new one. Maybe I won't, because this is the only tractor that we have with carpet. Come on, there we go. Foot pedal. Ooh, that might stick a little better this year. Might not slide around like it did last year on me. Is for the anhydrous applicator. And it's kind of, I got the wires run underneath the floor mat to where they need to go, so I just leave it there rather than take it out. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I wish it was sunny out, although it's getting dark now, because this tractor would just sparkle in the sunshine. But it was cloudy all day. It's going to be raining tomorrow. We need this out of here by tomorrow, so we're going to move it now. We're going to put it back out in the new shed where it should be dust-free and stay looking just like this until we need it this spring. And tomorrow it's going to be 60 degrees outside, so we're going to clean up another tractor. It's time for another one in here anyway, either the 8R or the 9R, and do that. We're going to need a thumbnail from somewhere, but dang, look how shiny this tractor is, man. Yes. This is good. Okay, I had to talk to Mom and Dad for a little bit, and yeah. Anyway, we got to get this tractor out of here, and I got to get home because it's almost 6 o'clock already. So, we're going to get our carpet dirty as minimally as possible. We're going to take this and put it in the new barn. Let's see, I brought those 2 remotes with me. One of them is for this door, one of them is for the new barn door. Let's go. Foot pegs, so I don't have to put my feet on the carpet. Oh, and it's dark, so we get to try out our lights. I should take the picture with the lights on. Dang. Oh, it's so pretty. Like I said, I would do this tomorrow, but it's gonna be raining tomorrow, and I'm not getting this tractor wet. Oh gosh, don't look at that water streak down the windshield. We'll wipe it off when we get it parked. Watch this. You remember the other day when I was talking about controls? Watch. Trigger. Bump it over. Haha. Reverse directions. So much easier. So we've got the 8430 tucked in over there next to the grain cart, the two planters. That tractor, the 9R's got to come out yet. We're going to tuck this in back here by our tank. We're plenty close there, but this will work. Just because it deserves another look. I mean, dang. Yes. We did a good job. We did a dang good job. So, all right. Like I said, that one's got to come out. That one's got to come out. Everything else in here is clean. We will, yeah, we'll just keep stuffing stuff back in here and cleaning it as we go. I don't know. Maybe we'll get that one out tomorrow. Maybe we'll get this one out tomorrow. We'll probably get this one out tomorrow. We're getting there. We only got 2 major tractors to go through, and it's the 2nd of January. We're going flying through this stuff. Forgot to put the book back in. We got to write down what we did for service records anyway. We'll do that tomorrow and get it put in there. We'll clean our shop floor up. Like I said, we'll have a little bit to do in the morning before it warms up enough to power wash, and then we will plan on washing outside tomorrow. So, thanks for watching this one. I'm going home. You got a little cleaning, shining, beautiful tractor, and you got some business planning and the process and thought process behind how all of that works. It was a good video. I feel like this was a good video. Hit that like button if you agree that this was a good video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that for me. I would very much appreciate it. We are starting a new year today, and well, I would like for this to grow. I would like to keep making videos, keep making better videos, keep getting more subscribers, more views, and figure out how to do a better job for you guys, for my viewers, and make stuff that's more interesting and better. So I know that I am not the funny, entertaining YouTuber, but I do feel like I am pretty informative and consistent, and I make good content. And if you're coming to learn about farming and some of that knowledge that I have, you're in the right spot. So thank you guys for all that you have done. Help me grow the channel. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it if you really, really want to. One of the best ways that you can support me is doing all of those things. Also, go to farmfocus.com. Get yourself a Borderview Farm sweatshirt, hat, t-shirt, all of that good stuff. Click on my Amazon links. Those all help me out tremendously, and they are very much appreciated. So with that, have a great night. We will see you again in the morning. And if you have any more suggestions on what you want to see, that kind of stuff, let me know. I am kind of contemplating doing a year in review type of video, but I don't have great content, pictures, and video clips from the year saved to do that, so it would be a lot of work. But I might try and do that maybe towards the weekend. If I feel like not making a video someday, I'll do that instead. So good night, everybody. Shelves. Very nice.